Welcome back, everyone. I am the Dior, and this is Library of Ruina. Let's continue. Wait. No lore? There's no lore. Alright, well, floor of literature realization level up. One assistant libraries. Yeah, all that's been good. We now have access to new abnormality pages, and they all look disgusting. Surprise gift, and when the kid meets someone she likes, she will give them a gift made all by herself. The gift's content is a secret, though. The first opponent to clash against the selected librarian gains the giftee status. If the giftee clashes against a character other than the selected librarian, the gift explodes at a 40% chance, dealing 2 to 7 damage and inflicting 2 bleed next scene. When the giftee dies, a new gift can be given. So that's actually kind of neat. If your other characters can happen to outspeed you, or outspeed the opponent, they can essentially force clashes. And each class has a 40% chance to just do a bunch of damage and bleed. So that's cool. Friend. She was so sad that she had to leave her dear friends behind, so she came up with a brilliant idea. Single ally. At the start of the scene, sneak a friend into one of the combat pages in hand. Excludes on-play pages. Does not activate when there's already a page with a friend in hand. The page with the friend gains 2 to 4 power, however if the page is not used within 2 scenes it exhausts, dealing 2 to 7 damage to the librarian. Okay, so essentially it'll buff a card in hand, but if you ended up not using it within a certain number of turns, it will hurt you. Funny prank. So this little lady has made a decision to stay here and never leave until laughter is restored to this place. The first die of any combat page the librarian plays will always roll either the maximum or minimum value. Take 2 to 7 damage if it rolled the minimum value. Okay, so that one's pretty bad. I mean, it's nice to be able to do maximum, but if you roll the minimum, that's not only are you going to probably fail the clash, you will probably hurt yourself in addition. So that's a bit rough. So yeah, that was no, I was actually really shocked that there's no lore. Like every time there's been lore except for this. We do have this character who we'll rename and deal with later. In the meantime, should we attempt Queen of Hatred? I don't think I can handle Queen of Hatred. Yumimi's gonna run out of bullets. You know what? Just so we can see what happens, I guess. We'll see how this plays out. I don't think we're gonna win this one. Teferef and Yomu are okay, but Yumimi is still in gun mode. Alright. God, this thing. Queen of Hatred was just terrifying. She's immune to stagger. Just completely immune. Yeah, uses a page that leaves a mark on the character. Upon losing clashes, and increases upon winning clashes or attacking marked characters. Use a mass attack that targets all librarians for every 4 scenes. If the abnormality uses this page while destroying it, just transform it to become staggered. And then some other information. Alright. Gain plus 5 power if this attack is one-sided. So we have to deal with that. And then Arcana beats marks the target. And then of course this one. So I have to clash, if else it's gonna do even more damage to me, especially to characters like Yomu. So yeah, we'll brawl that. And that's what? Blunt? Alright, so we have to clash this. Don't have anything else to do with that. On Clash Lose, gain that. Alright, and then we're just gonna hit you as hard as we can. Here goes. Okay, she's marked. Alright, does have paralysis, which is nice. Yeah, so I'm the villain. She's now weak to everything. All attacks are on her. And if she does any damage to her, it's going to do even more to me. So it's all bad all the time. In the name of justice on Clash Lose, lower max value of last die by 3. Okay, so I have to clash that. Else I'm going to cry. Alright. So we're going to brawl. We're going to intercept that. Not much we can do about that. So intercept that. Hope you win. Let's double Sunset Blade. We're just gonna burn you as much as we can before she dies. That's gonna be the plan. And if she does damage to Tefref, her frenzy will go down. I'm almost staggered. That's how much damage that did. Yeah, you can see the pink's up to here now. Yeah. We got her down to half health. She definitely has other phases though. Because there's this that has no information. Marks the target. Also, we haven't even hit her freaking explosion yet, so there's that as well. Alright, if it's one-sided, okay, we'll have somebody else clash with that. I have to... I'm not gonna be able to survive it. Oh, I don't have villains off. So I'll just tank that and hope. Alright, have fun. Oh no. Mass summation single use. Arcana slave. Well, hit this thing as hard as you can, I guess. Clash with that. You're just gonna get killed. Oh, here goes. Boing. It's not too bad. But it ain't great. goes you. So no risk of frenzy, but that wasn't too bad. I think if I... Yeah, I'm dead. That was pretty close. So, tell you what, give me a moment and I'll see if I can make these pages a little bit better. Alright, so here's the new setup. I didn't change anything with Teferef, and Yumimi is now using Valentine's page, and essentially kind of using a variation of the Brawl build, but I also have some Wraths of Torment to kind of hopefully do some extra output. A lot of kind of passive first turn effects, like Paralysis and Feeble and all that start to kind of give us a stronger start. And I went ahead and unequipped the B page that was on Mima's Wang page, and gave that to Yomu, and gave a standard smoke build. Because if I get the more smoke I inflict on the opponent, the higher damage they'll take. So, and it's also a very defensive build, so I'm hoping that she can soak some hits. In any case, it's definitely a lot more HP, even with the 25% less HP. It's definitely more HP than we had as our gunner builds. So here's hoping that we'll do better this time. I mean, we almost won with what we had, so I'm hoping this will work out. Of course, the thing I'm now concerned about is whether or not we enrage her. Alright, so... Yeah, and the Queen of Hatred restores full light after every turn, which is rough. Alright. Okay, your smoke. Gain 3 smoke. I can definitely win those clashes. And you're doing that to mark me. Okay, I'm fine with it getting a mark. Yeah, I'm okay with getting a mark. I can intercept those before I get hit with the mark, so I think that'll work out. Alright, and then on this side... do a standard brawl here. And then for you, Searing Sword. Okay, let's try this. Okay. So she's taking like, was it 70% extra damage now? Okay, so 6 smoke, still has paralysis, still has fragile, has a bit of bleed and burn. We've nearly filled up the the entirety of the thing here, which is a bit annoying. Okay, all attacks are going that way, that's fine. So what we can do on this turn... Yeah, she's gonna enrage. There's kind of no going around that. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do Inhale Smoke, and let the other attack go through. Alright, I'm gonna do... And then I can just do free hits here. Okay, here's the plan. She's gonna enrage. There's... Okay, I think I managed to reduce it a little bit because she got hit a bunch. Alright, she's down to 89 health. And no one is marked at this point, so she's going to be reapplying mark and going from there. I did get hit with... Okay, that just reduces speed. That's fine. Alright. She does have +1 power because of she has 9 smoke. Also, I did the percentage wrong. It's 5% per smoke, not 10. Still, 45% extra damage is definitely nothing to sneeze at. Alright, so the problem here is I'm running out of juice. So... gain a bunch of smoke and some light. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Alright. And then... if it's one-sided, I'm screwed, so I need to deal with it. Okay. And then, not much I can do here. We're just gonna do a loosen up. My cat is saying hello. Okay. Ugh, that was bad. Burn, burn, burn. Yeah, I lost the clashes, which kind of sucked. And here comes the Kamehameha wave. She's down to 44 health. And all I can hope for is there's no... I have to just hope there's no phase 2. If it's one-sided, okay. So... yeah, unfortunately the speed down is hurting me a lot here. And I don't really have a solution for it. Alright. Well, I do have one solution. Have her tank it. Alright. Anything else? That's everything. Here it comes! Alright, staggered her. So yeah. Bye-bye you. Alright, the burn finished her off.
이것도 아니고 저것도 아니고.
좀 도와줄까?
혼자서도 충분히 가능해.
보기만 해도 어려울 것 같은 책들이네. 다 읽은 거야?
대강은
뭐야, 양자물리학, 세포생물학. 책 위에 어려운 말들을 가득 적어뒀네.
이곳의 책은 제목만으로 정직하게 알아보기가 힘드니까. 게다가 정상적인 책을 구하기도 힘들고.
그러고 보니 도서관에 굴러다니는 책 대부분은 완성된 문장이 별로 없었지.
보는 사람에 따라 책의 완성도를 결정하는 거야. 처음부터 불완전한 책도 있지만.
읽으면 사라지는 책과 사라지지 않는 책의 차이도 그 완전성과 관련 있는 거야?
정확히는 모르겠지만 책은 완전히 읽혔다와 읽히지 않았다로 구분하는 듯해. 완벽히 읽어 책으로서의 기능을 다한 책은 사라지는 거지.
나 그런 비슷한 거 아는데. 빛은 관측 여하에 따라 입자이기도 파동이기도 하다며. 관측의 여부에 따라 형질을 바꾸는 그런 원리인가?
나도 몰라. 제대로 알지도 못하면서 조금 안다고 막 붙이지 좀 마. 어차피 이것도 특이점처럼 얼렁뚱땅 작동하겠지. 그냥 그런가 보다 싶을 뿐이야.
엄청 당당하게 모른다고 말하는군.
모르는 건 모르는 거야. 그래도 이곳으로 오는 책들은 제대로 읽고 관리하고 있어. 같은 책이어도 읽을 때마다 그 내용이 달라지니까. 한 책의 모든 내용을 숙지하는 건 꽤 반복적인 일이라고. 그리고 언제까지나 내용을 모르고 있는 건 짜증나니까.
읽을 때마다 그 내용이 달라진다라. 그래서 같은 책이 여러 권 필요한 것이군.
Sorry about that. Accidentally right-clicked, which apparently also progressed the text.
잘은 모르겠지만 네가 말한 빛의 특징이 싫진 않아. 바라봐주는 것으로 바뀔 수 있다는 건 조금 낭만적이니까. 에녹도 내가 곁에 있어준 것만으로 의미가 있었을까?
에녹?
예전에 티페리트는 둘이었어. 너와 말쿠트가 말하던 두 번째 산 말이야. 우리 둘은 첫 번째 삶에서도 함께였지.
애인인가 봐. 그렇게 끈덕지게 붙어 있었다니.
에녹은 첫 번째도 두 번째에도 내 곁을 떠나버렸지.
두 번이나 차이다니 안타깝군. 그래도 기운 차려. 다들 헤어지고 나서도 잘만 살더라.
Not exactly that type of leaving.
에녹은 죽었거든.
What she said.
그리고 에녹은 그런 가벼운 말로 표현할 수 있는 존재가 아니었어.
정말 죄송합니다. 제가 너무 경솔했습니다.
괜찮아. 그래도 두 번째 에녹을 떠나보낼 때 에녹은 의미를 찾을 수 있을 거라 믿었거든. 우리 삶에 의미가 있을 거라고. 모두가 쉽게 죽지만 분명 아무 의미 없이 죽기 위해 태어난 것은 아니라고 믿고 있었지.
어려운 이야기인걸. 그 의미는 찾았어?
아마도? 그리고 내가 부여받은 의미는 빛을 완전하게 해서 제대로 사용할 수 있도록 하는 거야.
다들 전부터 빛이라고 하는데 대체 그게 뭐야?
로보토미의 특이점에 대해 들었지?
뭐 대강은 마음을 물리적으로 구현하는 기술이라고 들었어.
맞아. 물리적으로 발현한 마음이 다시 비정령의 상태로 사람들에게 스며들 수도 있는 거야.
뭐 그럴 수도 있겠네.
로보토미사는 도시 사람들의 병든 마음을 치유하기 위해 빛을 모았어. 물론 겉으로는 에너지 회사라는 명분이 있었지.
날개가 될 정도로 에너지는 어떻게 모은 거야? 사람으로부터 끄집어냈나?
Nope, you got it from the bad things.
특이점의 부작용으로 환상체라는 괴물들이 생겨났거든. 환상체라는 존재를 관리함과 동시에 환상체는 에너지를 뿜어냈지. 엔케팔린이 바로 그거야.
뭐? 엔케팔린 전지가 괴물에서부터 나온 거라고? 진짜 엔케팔린 라이터로 여러 번 담배도 피웠는데.
엄밀히 말하면 사람이지. 사람이 환상체가 되었으니까.
인간의 마음으로부터 나온 괴물이란 건가? 그 괴물들을 관리하는 과정에서 보나마나 직원들은 죄다 죽어나갔을 거고.
맞아. 그렇게 로보토미에서는 엔젤라가 말하던 무대가 펼쳐진 거야.
도시답구만. 사람을 치유하기 위해 사람을 줄창 죽여대던 회사. 거의 뭐 날개 들어있는 괴담의 클리셰야.
난 다른 날개들에 대해서는 잘 모르지만 역시 그렇겠지?
그렇고 말고.
그 반복을 끊고 싶었던 거야, 우리는.
그 반복을 끊을 수 있게 해주는 게 바로 빛이라는 거군. 강제로 사람들을 세뇌하려 한 것 같은데?
그런 단순한 얘기가 아니야.
그거야 뭐 생각하기 나름이지.
나도 이런 큰 줄기만 알아. 그래서 나도 보고 싶어. 정말 이런 반복을 되풀이하고 있는지. 엔젤라와 마찬가지로 세상에 대해서 아는 건 별로 없거든.
맡겨만 주십시오. 앞으로 티페리트 양을 위해 적당한 책들을 가지고 올 테니.
그런 말보다는 행동으로 보여줘.
There you go. Thanks, Tefraf. Alright, so. Love. In the name of love and justice, here comes Magical Girl. After winning a single ally, after winning a clash using an offensive die, a random ally recovers health. After winning a clash using a defensive die, a random ally recovers stagger resist. Neat. Justice. If I'm on the side of good, then someone has to be on the side of evil. Without someone to play the villain, I cannot exist. Single ally. The enemy who dealt the most damage to allies on the previous scene is marked as a villain. Deal 3 to 5 damage when attacking the villain. Hate. She vowed to love everything in the world, but all that was left was a collapsing heart. Single ally. After losing a clash, take 2 to 4 stagger damage and gain 1 strength next scene, up to 2 per scene. After losing 3 clashes in a single scene, reduce the cost of the most expensive page in hand by 1. So it's like essentially an enrage mechanic. Yeah, I think I explained what the magical girl thing was about. Is that the idea was essentially eventually all the evil was defeated, and so she no longer had a purpose, and so eventually she just kind of goes nuts and kind of becomes that evil instead. It's a bit rough. Alright, confirm. She was actually a really annoying abnormality to deal with. Alright, and Night of Despair. Okay, trying to remember which one that is. In any case, so yeah, Tefref was 2 people. They were essentially, they were practically twins. One male, one female type. They were both named Tefref. But it looks like Enoch, the male Tefref, has finally moved on. It looks like it's just going to be the female Tefref. And from her explanation about their goals about, you know, trying to get the light to kind of fix all the problems, it definitely has as kind of mentioned, you know, it could be sort of seen as brainwashing in a way because you're trying to make everyone see things your way type situation. And even Tifferiff admits, she's like, yeah, I don't actually know all the details, but I kind of just wanted to follow it. So in some ways, it can also be kind of seen as a sort of a cult-like type thing. In any case, let's take a brief dip into this. We didn't get any new characters because obviously the higher floors you already have characters. So the first few generally just give you extra, just unlocks your abnormality cards. Anyway, we'll take a look at Night of Despair. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. Her blessing was pretty sweet to have. She fell to despair after realizing that she couldn't uphold what she vowed to protect, a knight whose pride be turned into despair. So yeah, the person that worked on the Night of Despair would actually get a really, really good buff. That kind of buffed everything, but made you vulnerable to one type of damage, which was pale damage, which was a reasonably rare damage type. But if that person happened to die while having that buff, that makes Night of Despair essentially break out and go nuts. Essentially, because she failed in her task. In any case, Loyal Protection cannot be targeted, does not act. Gives tears to a random sword every 3 scenes. If the character is staggered, activates the scene after. When a sword with tears takes lethal damage, falls into despair next scene. Blessing of Despair. When the abnormality falls into when the abnormality falls into despair, all swords fully recover HP and stagger resist and use special combat pages. A Broken Heart. If all swords impale the abnormality in despair state, become staggered and targetable next scene. Alright, and then the swords themselves. Gains a speed die, use special combat pages, resistances change. So vulnerable to piercing. Yeah, so tears. Gain a speed die, use special pages, gain. Yeah. Respite. Enter a state of suspension upon taking lethal damage. Revives after 2 scenes. Sword that pierces despair. If this fails to deal any damage to its target while in despair state, the sword will impale this Knight of Despair, dealing damage to her. So yeah, the gimmick here is essentially, I guess, to stop the attacks here. Let's just go ahead and briefly start this. She has no cards. Fragile. Sword sharpened with tears. This die deals damage equal to dice value times 2% of target's max HP. Ignores resistance. So this thing could do anywhere from 8 to 16% damage. Yeah, of their max HP. And then the same thing here. This one could do anywhere from looks to be 6 to 12 and 6 to 10% damage. So letting this thing go through is pretty rough. I don't know if... I think it still clashes. I hope it still clashes. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and call it here, because obviously we knocked out an abnormality and did some lore stuff. Anyway, I am the Depressed Diva. This was Library of Ruina. I'll see you guys next time.